The vertical format is evolving rapidly. What changes do you hope to see over the next few years?
Well, they're kind of already happening. SAG
Mm,
is in to recognize our work. We thankfully have done a good enough job to where we've showed that this genre of filmmaking is very profitable.
yeah.
Um, Network TV, streaming apps that are big, like
Mm,
Netflix and I think Amazon Prime. You've got Disney, television here in America just 2 days ago, I think, or 3 days ago, announced they're going to start doing verticals. So
oh, okay.
it's expanding. It's expanding.
Yeah.
I had a meeting last night with a manager friend of mine, very, very successful manager, manages Jessica Chastain and
Mhm.
among other great actors. She's an Academy Award winning actress. If you don't know who Jessica Chastain is, but I was saying because he was very interested in the verticals. He doesn't really know much about them, and he works at
Mm,
the A-list level. So it was
yeah.
really fun to sort of educate him a little bit about
Mm,
my world of
yeah.
film acting. And it's great that he has heard a little bit about it, but not
Mm,
details that I gave him. And he was very excited for me. He was very excited about the business and
good.
understands that this is a big deal. It's not
Mm,
something to laugh off. I remember when I was in acting class, I was told by several acting students, not teachers, but students, that this is silly. Like you're never going to be taken serious as a real actor doing verticals.
yeah.
And my thought process was acting is acting, whether you're on the stage, whether you're in a widescreen movie or you're in a vertical. Acting's
Yeah.
acting. You got to make your
Agree.
audience believe it. It doesn't matter what format it is or what chair you're sitting in to watch it. If you're really believing your circumstances as an actor, your audience is going to believe it. They're going to
Mm,
forget what format it's in. If something's really going on with your face and in your eyes, they're going to be locked in like, whoa,
yeah.
wow, you're making me feel something.
Yep.
So, but what I see is the future is these are going to be movies that are going to be on our television screens, on major
Mm,
apps. You're going to probably see it in network TV. You're definitely going
mm,
to see it in movie theaters at
yep.
some point. They're going to
I
change the
agree.
format there.
Mm,
It's just a matter of, and I said this to my manager friend, I said, it's going to be interesting to see which A-list actor steps up first. Who's going to be
yeah.
the first to be brave enough to step into our
Hmm.
world?
Yeah.
Um, I feel like because, and I said this to him, as part of my pitch, because I would love for him and I to work together. But
Mm,
I said, look, I've been in this world, and it is the thing that's coming up as the new trend, if we want to
yeah.
call it a trend. I think it's going to be around a lot longer than a trend will.
Yeah.
But I said, look, this is my world, and your actors are going to want to play in it. So
Mm,
I've been here a while now. I'm experienced
mm,
in this type of film acting. So I want to work with you on something. Let's do it. And
yeah.
he was very enthusiastic about it.
Oh,
So
good.
the future is here. It's here.
Yeah. My only worry kind of with this is I see amazing, talented vertical actors already. So when they get into what they call big time, I don't want you guys taken over by the so-called A-class actors. I want you
Hmm.
guys to still stay and I want you guys to grow with the verticals.
Absolutely.
Because,
And
yeah,
I think we will. I mean, look, everything's sort of a launching pad to the next level.
yeah,
Um, I have no control over what a producer is going to select, or casting director
mm,
is going to choose, a director is going to choose. I have no control over any of that. I
yeah,
only have control over my performance
mhm,
and what I bring to them in that opportunity, in that audition or whatever it is, a meeting, whatever it's going to be. They're going to go and make a decision. You know,
yeah,
I've never really put too much thought into that side of it. Once I really understood my job as an actor. Now that I've had some crazy opportunities when I was modeling,
mm,
great, like intense, biggest job in the world to be
yeah,
Superman. I had seven
mm,
callbacks to be
yeah,
Superman. And this was I think it was called Superman Returns or um I don't remember, but it's the one with Brandon Ruth.
mm,
It's that one.
I think I remember, yeah. Can't
Great
think off
in
the
the
top of my head, but I've seen them.
Yeah, it was directed by Bryan Singer. He
Yeah,
directed all the X-Men movies, most of them
mm,
anyways.
Yeah.
couple of yeah, he's a great director.
Yeah.
And they chose Brandon over me because Brandon had a year experience on a soap opera. He already had an
Mm,
audience. So he wasn't the better actor. That's what I was
mm,
told by the casting
mm.
director. The casting director, he casted Godfather 3. That was the first thing he ever cast. So he
Yeah.
this guy has worked with like Al Pacino, some
Mm,
phenomenal actors, A-list actors. And to
mm.
hear that from him was really nice to hear, but it was very
Yeah.
frustrating too,
Yeah.
because the producers, the money guys, said, "Well, he TJ may be better, but he doesn't have the audience. We're looking at
Mm,
dollar cents. We don't care about, talent. We don't care about
mm.
skill level." Um,
Yeah,
you
that's
know, our,
frustrating.
oh, you don't understand. It was a brutal.
Mm,
And I understood that was my lesson because it played in my mind like, oh, I hope I get this. I want this. I'm putting it out there so much that this is mine. I want it.
yeah.
But when it wasn't, it ate at me
I
for a
can
long
imagine.
time,
Yeah.
because a role like that, I mean, that goes on your tombstone.
Yeah.
You know, very
Yeah.
few actors have played Superman, and it's
Mm,
a great role. It's a fantastic role. It's very
yeah.
werewolfy. You got
Mm,
Superman, who's this incredible strength power guy, and then you've got this goofy, silly, Clark Kent guy. Two
yeah.
polar opposites, and it's beautiful when an actor can pull it
Mm,
off. So few have.
absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
a hard role. It's a very hard, physically demanding, emotionally demanding role, and it's something that I
Mm.
still would love a crack at because
Well, I'm
now
pretty sure Spider-Man's one, oh, sorry, not Spider-Man, Superman's one that's never going to get stop being remade. I
I
think they're
don't think
just
so.
going to, no, they're just going
Yeah,
to keep going. So
yeah,
hopefully
yeah.
you get that chance.
Be great while I'm still young and alive.
Well, that helps.
Um, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Um, is there a character that you've played that you still think about? And if so, what made that role stick with you?
There is one. My second one, it was called "Don't Deport My Luna."
Yep.
That was a really fun movie. Um, my who I was in the story was a guy who was madly in love with a woman who was not a legal citizen, and they were threatening to take her away from me.
Mm.
And that was memorable because the real true feeling of loss of a loved one, um, in that regard of someone taking them away from me,
Yeah.
that was a
Yeah.
very different kind of feeling than being a werewolf or being a billionaire
Mm.
that, gets everything he wants,
Yeah.
except ultimately the girl who leaves
Mm.
him on her own accord. This was a different situation. She wants to be with me, but she's being pulled away from me by authorities.
Yeah.
Um, that, I mean, what kind of prepared me a little bit for that role was Meryl Streep when she was in Sophie's Choice.
Mhm.
That was, I mean, when you watch that scene where the Nazis are at the gate and she's got two kids and they say choose. Imagine having
Ooh.
to choose. Oh, can you imagine?
I don't want to. I have two children. That would be
No,
impossible for me to pick.
no, but to watch her
Mm.
actually live that out. I mean, it's what won her the Academy Award. Um,
Yeah.
to live that out. I mean, that was just the most powerful thing I've ever seen.
Ooh. Yeah.
I don't think there's anything more powerful on
Mm.
cinema is seeing her go through that.
Yeah.
So I kind of referenced that a little bit, and it made it more real for me because that's as like when a loved one being pulled away from you, whether it's a child or the woman of your dreams, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna
Yeah.
hurt. Obviously, the child's gonna be probably way worse.
Mm.
Um, others for sure, but still,
Mm.
the feeling of loss is there. That fear of loss. It was intense, and it
Mm.
was really fun for me to explore that feeling. When I go into something, one of my goals is to delight and surprise myself more than
Mm.
anything. It's not to be famous, it's not to make a ton of money, it's not so much to make the audience have a great time. All
Mm.
those things are great. They're components of the work if you're good. But for me, it's can I delight and surprise myself? Can I learn something new
Mm.
about myself, about how
Mm.
I would really react to a situation? And
Yeah.
that for me is another big challenge and one main reason why I love this work.
Mm.
always
Yeah.
learning something new about yourself. If you really allow yourself to believe and live out those circumstances,
Yeah.
you're
You
going to
got
learn
to
something about yourself,
reach something else to feel that kind of emotion as well. Like you've got to,
something really deep. Yeah.
yeah. Mm. Oof, I couldn't even imagine it. Mm.
Yeah.
No.
Tough.
Okay. What is the most valuable lesson you've learned from the industry so far?
Don't take it personal.
Mm.
Rejection is guaranteed. You're going to get
Yeah.
1,000 no's before you get your first big yes.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Um, and so much of it is out of your control. It has
Mm.
a whole lot of it is not so much about your performance. I mean, I have been denied lead roles because the casting director was dating the other guy that I
Mm.
was up for. And because they're dating them, they're going to give them the role. I mean, there's so much political stuff that goes on. Um,
Yeah.
or you get the role and the financial people back out. So now
Hmm.
so they have to just drop the project altogether.
Yeah.
That's frustrating. But you
Mm.
got to understand it's a business and you
Mm.
can't take it personal. Like what I did
Yeah.
with Superman. It's a business.
Mm.
They want to make money. They're going to choose somebody who they believe is going to make them the most money. It's not
Yeah.
always the the best choice as far as skill level. It's who represents the brand the best.
Yeah.
As long as
Mm.
the money
Okay.
guys are in charge. But
Mm.
what I do love about our genre is that it's a lot more artistic people running the
Mm.
business, not so much corporate level CEOs, Wall Street people that's making
Yeah.
the decisions. It's actually the creative people making the decisions. And that's what I love so much
Yeah.
about circles right now in this part of the work is it's not become corporate. It hasn't been, I would say, perverted with money people where they're going to ruin the whole thing because they just want to make so much money. And all the
Mm.
artistic stuff behind it is now lost. You know, I mean, how often do you go to the movies now and see a movie that really wows you, that makes you feel something deep where you're like, I
Not
mean,
for a
when's,
while.
yeah, it's
Mm.
all
Theater.
green
Theater I
screen,
have, but
theater
mm.
for sure. You will always in theater
Mm.
because the artistic people run the show.
Yeah. Mm.
People that run the theater companies, they are artistic people. It's not, some Wall Street company running the show so much.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad that in our business so far, it's creative people that are making decisions. So in that regard, it does hurt a little bit more when I miss out on an opportunity because I know
Mm.
it's a creative choice. It's not a money choice.
Mm. Are you
But yeah,
worried that with these bigger apps coming in or bigger streaming coming in that it may turn that way?
again, like I have no control
Mm.
or any
Mm.
of that. My focus is my job.
Yeah.
I want to understand the text. I want to understand the story. Can I bring it to life to my best ability by simply just really believing it out and living it out for me to be selected?
Yeah. Okay.
Ultimately, I feel like if I do my job good enough, like when I was a fashion model, um,
Mm.
when you do your job good enough, the people that make the choices that are going to make the millions of dollars for the company, they will choose you.
Mm.
I was lucky, very lucky and blessed to be chosen to work with the best of the best of the best in the
Yeah.
fashion industry. And I feel like as an actor, that is my great challenge. Can I be good enough to be chosen to work with a Tom Cruise or an Elizabeth Taylor level actor and share the
Mm.
screen with them? Be a
Yeah.
leading man with Jessica Chastain or Halle Berry, or
Yeah.
another incredible, actress that's won Academy Awards. That
Yeah.
for me is the great challenge.
Yep. Well, good. You got to always strive for something that keeps you going as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. If you could swap roles with any character you played for a day just for fun, who would it be?
I don't know. What do you mean?
So if
Like
you could
another
go
actor?
and play one of your characters again, like if you could be one of your
Oh,
characters for a day for fun, who would it
hmm.
be?
Mm. You know what? It would probably be a character that I just played about a month ago where I was a cop in Montana. Um, it hasn't come out yet, but it'll be out, I would imagine, in a month or so. But that was a really fun part because I had a son that was very disappointing.
Mm,
Um, his ex-girlfriend is a woman that I end up falling in love with, and there's so much drama with that in the story. My son gets very jealous. Ultimately, I don't want to give away the story, but he takes vengeance against me.
mm,
And I'm this cop that runs a town. I'm basically the sheriff of the town. It's a small little town, but I take my job very seriously. I'm great at what I do. But as a man, I feel a little a little bit of a failure because my son just turned out to be such a little shit. Pardon my
mm.
French, but that's what he is in the story, and it's
Yeah.
great. And it was so much fun to sort of have those scenes with that other actor playing my son. Um,
Yeah.
but I enjoyed that character because he's a hard, tough guy. He's great at what he does, but he also has some things he's got to work through. And it was just a really fun experience for me to go through that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Would like to watch that one, so I'll
Yeah,
look
it's
out for
gonna
that
be
one.
it was a really well written story. And
Yeah,
it was a
good.
very human story. It's not like I'm playing a werewolf or another character that was a little over the top.
Yeah.
That's not that believable. But
Mm,
this was like I'm a sheriff in a small town going through some stuff. While
mm,
I do my best to protect my town and figure out what is going on in this town, why are things happening?
mm,
Who's behind it? Like there's a whole case that I'm trying to solve in the
mm,
midst of me dealing with my son and this romantic situation that came up completely unexpected. I have an ex-wife that's a complete train wreck. Uh,
mm-hmm.
so there's a lot. And it was just really well written. The director was
Yeah.
amazing. The cast was so much fun.
Good.
They were
Yeah.
great. I mean, everybody was great. So I'm really
Mm,
excited for this one.
yeah. So am I
I would,
now. Yeah.
long answer, short. I would love to be that character for a day.
Mhm. Good. Good. Okay. Is there anything you want anybody to know about you or your work?
Um, I don't know. I just love what I do, and I'm
Mhm.
inspired by so many great actors. I even get inspired by actors I work with. I'm really easy to work with. I make it a point to be a sponge.
Yeah.
So I take in everything. I don't ever feel like I'm better than anybody else. I have all the answers. I
Mm,
always know what I'm doing. I love asking questions. I don't feel like there's any stupid question to ever be asked. I have actually, if there was a stupid question, I have asked it. And I'll give you
mhm,
the example. My manager friend I mentioned earlier that now manages Jessica Chastain, he invited me to a dinner a number of years ago. And sitting next to me at this big dinner, and it was like a big round table, everybody at the dinner, with the exception of myself, was some very successful person in the industry. So it was really amazing to even be at this table. I was
mhm,
just an aspiring model at the time. This guy sitting next to me was a photographer. And I'm overhearing him talk to the guy next to him on the other side about how he just finished shooting Brad Pitt for
mhm,
Troy and is going to be shooting Tom Cruise the next day, which is tomorrow at that particular time,
mhm,
for one of his Mission Impossible movies. And I'm thinking, this dude just shot Brad Pitt and now he's working with
mhm.
Tom Cruise. Like, this is insane.
Yeah.
Insane. How did I end up here? So,
Yeah.
kind of like racking my brain, like, okay, how do I get this guy? And by the way, he was a very nice man, just talking,
Mm,
like he wasn't arrogant about it, like nothing like that. He was just explaining like his next project and what he
yeah.
just did. And it was fascinating to hear it. Completely
Mm,
fascinating. Like you don't hear this every day at a dinner
mm,
table, you know? So it's towards the end of the dinner, and again, it's like this big round table or everybody's some huge something in the industry. And I say to this guy, I say, his name's Tony Duran, one of the top 5 fashion photographers in the world. He
mm,
has photographed every major celebrity and put them on every major magazine you can think of. He's done it. He's
mhm,
photographed J-Lo and Beyonce more than anybody else in their respective careers, done most of their album covers. Like he's that guy. So I say to Tony, I'm like, Tony, do you by chance do headshots? And everybody starts laughing, like just laughing. It's so ridiculous.
mm,
Tony looks at me he kind of smirks and he goes, TJ, that's a very adorable question.
Mm.
No, I don't do headshots, but I will shoot yours at my house tomorrow.
Oh,
Everybody's jaw drops. They stop laughing and they're
yeah.
like, what? Because
Yeah.
Tony paid like 100 grand a day. Not kidding. Like
Mm.
that was his rate minimum
Wow.
day, 100,000 a day to shoot pictures. And he's
Yeah.
going to shoot headshots, you know, for
Hmm.
free. Like he didn't
Wow.
charge me for it. He just was like, this kid's got balls to ask this question. I see
Yeah.
something in him. It's worth my time and my effort to create something with him. Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
it.
I love
So
that.
I went to his house the next day, and it happened to be a house that he actually bought from Jennifer Lopez. It was a house he had in Bel Air, the top of a mountain, this gorgeous view. We ended up shooting for about 5 minutes. That's it. He
Hmm.
told me to throw on this white suit. It was a Tom Ford $10,000 suit. And he said, jump in the pool. And I'm like, what? And he goes, don't ask questions. Just jump in the pool. Like he was very serious. Like just he wanted to get this done because that afternoon he was going to shoot Tom Cruise. So I
Mm.
got it before Tom Cruise did. So I'm in the pool and he goes, now get out of the pool and roll around on the ground and make shapes. Just don't look like a potato. And I'm like, what? He's like,
Just
don't
do
ask
it.
me questions. Get out of the freaking pool and roll around and make shapes and don't look like a freaking potato. Let's go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. I've never worked with anybody this intense before.
Hmm.
He's taking his camera. He doesn't have lights. He's just working with natural light. He's got this 11-pound camera in his hand, a Pentax camera. Just
Hmm.
this wasn't digital. It was film,
Yeah. I
black
like
and
that too.
white. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like old school.
I
So
love
he's
that.
shooting for like 5 minutes, and I'm rolling around on the ground, soaking wet in this $10,000 suit, thinking to myself, I feel completely ridiculous. Like,
Hmm.
what am I doing? I've never rolled around on the ground like this. I feel
Yeah.
like a pig in mud, like whatever. So he goes, all right, we're done. Get dressed, get out of my house, come back tomorrow. I'll show you the pictures. They'll be the most amazing pictures you've ever had. I'm like,
Mm.
okay. So I leave. The next day I show up. He literally cut out of the contact sheet, and they're all black and white, his
Mm.
favorites. And then he taped the edges of all of them with like this black tape. So it had like a
Mm.
nice frame, each picture. And he laid them out individually on his countertop in his kitchen. And I walk into the kitchen and I look and he goes, you're welcome. And I'm looking at the like, what? That's me?
Yeah. Hmm.
How? How did you
Hmm.
do that? It just blew me away. And
Hmm.
he goes, this was 5 minutes. Imagine if I had a
Mm.
whole day with you. And I'm like, dang. And he goes, look, I want to work with you again because you you have this athletic ability and you have the drive to do. He goes, you were making shapes I've never seen any male model do. A lot of that was because of my diving background. I was very flexible. I was strong. I was a competitive springboard diver in high school and college. So I had that athletic ability to just move and be comfortable in my skin. Because when you're a diver, you're in a Speedo. All eyes
Hmm.
are on you. You're being judged. You got these judges sitting like this, wanting everything
Yeah.
to be perfect. You know, it's
Hmm.
quiet, like a golf match. Nobody's saying anything, and you
Yeah.
have to be perfect. So I
Mm.
had no problem doing what he needed me to do. I just felt ridiculous
Hmm.
um, doing it. Um, but those images were like I've never seen this before from just
Hmm.
5 minutes of rolling around making shapes. And he said, so I made a phone call to this agent. She's expecting you. Um, she's the best agent on the West Coast for men. I was like, okay. So like
Mm.
overnight, I booked D&G, Abercrombie and Fitch, Old Navy, Puma, you name it, I did it. And it was because I asked a stupid question.
Yeah. So the point
So
here is just ask the stupid question. Yeah.
yeah, and I want people to know, like, no matter what level of success, and I've reached a very high level of success in my work. I was on a television show for 3 seasons that aired in 67 countries worldwide. We were the
Mm.
most watched reality show all about modeling in the history of
Mm.
television. I've walked the red carpet many times. I've been paid to go to nightclubs to promote their business and have my picture taken for OK Magazine, Us Weekly. I've done numerous famous talk shows. I did a live interview on MSNBC about my work as a fashion model, and I also worked with kids as a nanny at the time. So that was a very interesting story. They featured
Mm.
that on the reality show that I was on, and that changed my life. I got so much work out of that.
Yeah.
along with being a fashion model. So I worked at that high level, but I
Yeah.
never took it seriously where I was an asshole, to people.
Mm.
I was always gracious, and kind
Yeah.
because,
You left your ego at the door.
yeah, I mean, and I was
Mm.
given these opportunities by people way more successful than I ever was.
Mm.
Um, it just gave me a chance,
Yeah.
and without them, I would never have had that experience or that level of success. And through my own work, I want to uplift, encourage, and inspire people to achieve
Yeah.
their dreams.
Yeah.
So I even volunteer my time. I didn't get a chance to do it this year, but for the last, I don't know, 12 years or so, I've mentored at the University of UCLA once a year during the month of July. There's a big nonprofit organization that has very successful people in various industries talk to kids that are graduating college to enter the real world of business. And I've always
Cool.
been invited to come and speak as a fashion model and also a
Mm.
fitness model. I've done
Cool.
both. I've worked at a high level in both. And I've shared that opportunity with people like Mark Wahlberg, who, of course, represented acting,
Mm.
Paula Abdul, representing dance and acting. Man, I mean, just so many wonderful. Anthony Hopkins
Mm.
came and spoke at this event, mentoring these kids. I have worked at that level within this organization. So to see amazing, talented people, especially in the acting world, go and do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, who am I to think I'm better than anybody?
Mm.
Um, that's just always never been me, anyways.
You're
To
just
be,
happy to be there. You're just happy to be
yeah,
there.
yeah, and to
Yeah.
be working because again, there's a line out the door and around the corner of people that want my job, that
Yeah.
wish they could have my opportunities, and I'm grateful for my opportunities. I mean, not
Mm.
that they just landed in my lap. I really worked hard
Yeah.
to prove myself in this business. I mean, I was in an acting class for more than 2 years before I even auditioned. I did that on
Yeah.
purpose. As
Yeah.
anxious as I was to audition and work and make money and be on screen and get the experience I was learning in acting class until I felt like I was really ready. And a lot of it was just about knowing how to memorize lines
Yeah.
and nail
Yeah.
that skill. I was like, I'm not ready because I know
Mm.
how important those first impressions are with casting people. If you
Yeah.
can't show them that you can act in the first 7 seconds, you're done.
And memorizing lines is a massive part of it. You have to, it's
Huge.
the major part of it. Like,
Yeah, I mean, and I've had conversations in other podcasts that I've done here and with other actors about the audition process where they're using apps where their lines are already on the screen for them and they're looking at the screen
oh,
saying their lines that's already there. I'm thinking, okay, maybe that's great for the audition, but what are you going to do when
mm,
you show up on set and you
yeah.
have to have the lines memorized?
Yeah.
I go into an audition off book every
Mm.
single time. I don't ever want to have my sides looking at them and then say the lines, or I don't know my
Mm.
lines. I want to be off book because that's a chance for me to practice my craft,
Yeah.
uh, to be off book and know my lines and genuinely listen to that person and
Yeah.
respond with those lines. I have to know my lines like I know my name. That's how
Yeah.
good I want to be with my lines.
Yeah. And with the
Um,
verticals, they change so quickly too. So your lines
yes.
yesterday may not be your lines on the day.
Exactly. I've had that happen once on a movie. They rewrote an entire scene for me, and it was like
Yeah.
5 pages of dialogue, and I
Yeah.
had 30 minutes to learn it.
Mm. Yeah.
Basically, during my lunch break, they wanted
Yeah.
to shoot that scene next, and I'm like, well, now this is a real
Hmm.
test.
Yeah.
I
But
signed
that
up
doesn't
for this.
help you if you've redone the lines before.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
yeah.
doesn't
So
help.
I immediately used my technique that I learned in my class, applied it, and I got it done. And I felt
Mm.
it was just a testament to the hard work I've put in to memorize lines. For me, like I liked that challenge
Mm.
because I was ready to take it on. I
Yeah.
felt ready. I was nervous, but
Mm.
I felt, okay, I can do this because I've memorized lines before. This is no different. It's just there's a 30-second time window here for me to learn it. So, or a 30-minute, excuse me, time frame that I have to learn it. So
Probably felt like 30 seconds.
it did actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I got it. I got it. And
Mm.
it was such a thrilling feeling for me of like I overcame something that I was really afraid of.
Mm.
Um, especially early on, like memorizing lines. How the heck do I do that? because I had
Yeah.
such a poor memory in school, remembering
Mm,
things. I had never really scored well on my tests.
mm,
Now, when it came to doing things hands-on, I was great at that.
yeah.
Like diving, any physical sport, I could pick it up very quickly. But to sit and read and memorize something off of a page, I didn't function well at that. But I realized the brain is a muscle,
Mm,
like your legs and your chest and your arms and your ability to move and learn agility and jumping and physical things you got to do as an athlete. The brain has that capability with memorizing. You just got to
mm,
apply it. That's all.
mm.
So that's what I did. And
Yeah.
yeah, it just became easier.
Yeah. Okay. I have one more question for you.
Sure.
What does a good day on set look like for you?
Every day is a good set for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Every set, every day,
Yeah.
because it's just something new.
Yeah.
Um, it's a new challenge. It's a new experience. It's a new scene. It's a new take. Again, every take is different.
Mm,
Um, yeah, it's a new wardrobe change. It's a new, different, even though they try to make the hairstyle look the same, it's always a
mhm.
little bit different.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, it's just everything's just exciting to me. I don't, I hope that never wears off
Mm,
in my work. I really hope not. Um, I don't ever want to be one of those actors that comes in with a negative attitude
mm,
about the work. And I don't believe I will because I it's all about the creative process, and I love the creative process. I love it. I
yeah.
really, really do. And
Mhm.
it's
Mm,
something that I can see myself doing for the rest of my life. I mean,
yeah.
acting is something, there's a job for everybody in this business. There is
Yeah.
no age range where you stop. You
Mhm.
got, I mean, geez, you got infants acting. You've
Yeah.
got people like Dame, you name them. I mean, they're the women that are 95, men that are 98, whatever, women that are 100. They're acting
Yeah.
in movies. I mean, when I
Yeah.
watch Schindler's List, as crazy as that movie is, but look at all the actors
Mm,
that were old playing, you know, victims in the story.
yeah. Yeah.
They're actors, and there's a
Mm,
job for everybody. That to me is
yeah.
really exciting.
Yeah. Definitely. It's like it's open to anyone and everyone if they're willing to
Yeah,
try or they've got
yeah,
passion for it. Yeah.
that's right. And when you're telling a great story like Schindler's List, every character is important.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
remember when I saw that movie, my parents took me to see that movie when I was 15 years old
Okay. I
in the
haven't
theater.
seen it.
It's one of the
Mm.
greatest movies ever made. AFI, American Film Institute, ranks the top 100 movies ever made.
Hmm.
Schindler's List is number two
Okay.
on the
Yeah.
list. Number one is an old black and white movie.
Mm.
Um, Blanking on the name of it right now, which is crazy because I own it and I've seen it 100 times, but I can't remember it right, probably just because I'm
Yeah.
hungry. But Schindler's List is number two on that list. You have to see that movie.
Okay.
Um,
I will.
that movie should be in schools for people to
Hmm.
study
Okay.
because it is history. It's
Yep.
about World War II.
Okay. Yep. All right.
Schindler, he's a man that saved a lot of people's lives
Mm.
from Nazi camps, and how he did
Okay.
it, brilliant. And
Yeah.
oh, it's just a beautiful, just it rips your heart open.
Okay. I'll definitely give
Amazing,
that one a go. Yep.
amazing movie. Yeah,
Okay.
if you like Liam Neeson,
Yep. Yep.
actor, it was the movie that kind of put him on the map.
Okay.
Plays Oscar Schindler in the
Okay.
story. He's the lead
Yep.
actor in it.
Yep.
Ben Kingsley is in it. Um,
Okay.
Ben Kingsley.
Yep.
There's a lot of great actors in it. You have to see this movie. Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
I will.
I would watch it with you.
Yeah. Well, I don't, I've got to find out where I can watch it now because,
Oh, I'm sure it's streaming.
yeah, I'll look for it.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah,
All
it's
right.
it's definitely Steven Spielberg's most personal film, I think. Most
Yeah.
important film he's made. That and Saving Private
Mm.
Ryan are two very,
I love that one. I've seen that one.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
wait till you see Schindler's List.
Okay.
Saving Private Ryan was a movie about the soldiers that
Mm.
really hit home for veterans, but Schindler's List is one that really hits home for the Jewish community. Um,
Okay.
Man, it's
Mm.
unbelievable.
All right. I'll definitely watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm rambling on about Schindler's
Nope, that's
List, but
fine. But you just said you're hungry, so I'll let you go. Thank you very much for having this interview with me today.
absolutely. Thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun.
Anytime. All right, you
All
take care
right.
and I'll talk to you again very soon.
You got it, Kathy. Take care.
Thanks.